Well, no one expected that. If you follow the AI space and you've been online recently, you've probably already heard about this. But if you haven't, let me break it down. A tech company from Brazil just dropped a new open model, and it already beat all the top open models out there, from Qwen, DeepSeek to Kimi. And while we were still processing that, another AI company jumped in and blew the whole thing open. So in today's video, we'll see what this model actually is, how it's performing, where you can access it, and the drama that came after. So the model came straight out of all places, the city government of Rio de Janeiro. It's developed by a company called iPlan Rio, which is the municipal IT department of the city. And yes, the model is named after it, Rio 3.5. It's a 397 billion parameter model with 17 billion active parameters and a 1 million token context window. It's multimodal, so it handles text, images, and video as input. Rio is not built from scratch. It's post-trained from Alibaba's Qwen 3.5 base model, and it's reportedly very strong on coding, math, and reasoning tasks. They say it's competitive with top closed models like GPT 5.5 and Opus 4.7, which is probably why it crossed 188,000 downloads in just 48 hours after release. And when you look at the benchmarks, it's actually topping or matching a lot of the best open source models right now. For example, it scores 70.8 on Terminal Bench 2.1, beating both Qwen 3.7 Plus at 70.3 and DeepSeek V4 Pro at 67.9. On DeepSWE, it jumps to 23, compared to just 6 on the base Qwen model and 8 from DeepSeek. It also puts up a solid 58.1 on SWE Bench Pro, and it shows really strong gains on hard math and reasoning benchmarks like IMO Answer Bench, GPQA Diamond, and Humanities Last Exam. And here's what makes it even more impressive. It's doing all of this while being significantly more efficient. DeepSeek V4 Pro has over 4 times more total parameters and activates nearly 3 times more parameters per token. Rio is doing more with less. Now, the main reason they give for these gains is something called SwiReasoning. SwiReasoning is a training-free framework that lets the model switch between 2 modes of thinking: normal chain of thought, where it writes out its reasoning step by step, and latent space reasoning, where it thinks silently in its hidden vector space without outputting any tokens. The switch is guided by the model's own confidence level, so it only thinks out loud when it actually needs to. The result, better accuracy on hard problems while using up to 50 to 70% fewer tokens. And with that narrative, it took off. Even the Hugging Face CEO made a big public statement about it, cheering open source over Silicon Valley. And everything was looking great, until another company called NextAGI showed up. NextAGI is an open source model team that similarly used Qwen 3.5 as a base and trained their own model, which released about a week before Rio, performed very well, and got a strong reaction from the community. The day after Rio's release, while it was still gaining attention, NextAGI published a statement claiming Rio is not a newly trained model at all. Just a merge of Qwen 3.5 and their own Next N2 Pro with no original training done whatsoever. Their evidence? 2 things. First, when Rio's hard-coded "You are Rio" system prompt was removed, the model identified itself as Nex from NextAGI 79% of the time, and as Rio exactly 0% of the time. It even recited NextAGI's own backstory word for word. Second, they ran a mathematical analysis on every single layer of the model, all 60 of them, and found the weights match a 60-40 blend of Nex and Qwen to a correlation of 0.993. In plain terms, if these were truly original trained weights, they'd look like their own thing. Instead, every single layer lines up perfectly as a mathematical mix of 2 other models. Their conclusion: there was no evidence of any original training done by Rio. None at all. And right after that, Rio updated their README and acknowledged the merge, but they claimed they had already post-trained the model on top of it and accidentally uploaded the wrong files, the raw base merge instead of their final version, and they apologized. Now, the SwiReasoning part is a red flag too. There's no custom implementation code anywhere in the release. They said the model features SwiReasoning and was explicitly trained to maximize the efficiency gains from it, and their benchmark scores were also run using it. But if you want to actually get that same performance yourself, you'd have to run the separate open source SwiReasoning framework on your own, because they didn't include it. As of today, Rio has removed the model from Hugging Face and stated the final model couldn't be recovered. What went viral was never supposed to be public in the first place. It was an intermediate checkpoint that hadn't gone through final validation yet. So before anything gets released, they say they're doing a full retrain from scratch and running all external validations first. I don't know how this could even happen. So that's the drama around Rio and Nex. It was believed and celebrated as the new top open source lab all across the space, but it turned out like this. No model to try out, no weights to download, and only self-reported benchmark claims to go off of for now. I wanted to cover this to clear out the whole narrative because there was a lot of confusion and not much coverage on it. I hope this clears everything up. So that was it for today. This is my channel where I cover AI news as it happens. So if you want daily updates around the AI space, please subscribe to the channel and like this video. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.